Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on what time zone you're in, or what time you're watching this video. Hope you're doing awesome. Today we're back with something a little special, a little bit close to my heart. We have two fantastic artists on this one new song called Hiding. One of them has been my friend since, I want to say forever. Since we were in elementary school, we've been friends. That's Mike, and he is a fantastic musician. And we also have Kirstin, whose vocals are going to blow our mind because I've heard her at karaoke, and she can sing, this girl. So these two together is going to be pretty dynamic as a duo, I think. So I'm really excited to see what they've done on this track. But something that's even, I think that we're all going to appreciate is that we get a chance to actually explore how our interpretation of the video differs from Mike and Kirstin's, because they've agreed that once we've kind of finished my portion of the video, they're going to send me their understanding or interpretations, personal interpretations with the song itself, and they're not going to talk to each other when they write this. So it's going to be a completely like three separate individual interpretations, and I'm kind of excited to see how exactly it works out. Are we close? Are we just way off? What happens? But also, this is kind of that cool moment where you get to see that art is really different for each and every person. Without further ado, love you all. Let's get into it, shall we? Okay. Ooh, I really like that bass. That I like that a lot. But before we even get into any lyrics, because I think that's what we're about to get here, the way that the vocalizations are being carried in this is not like it's almost like we're getting the body da da, which should be a very happy, upbeat song, but it's almost like we've got a somberness to it, like it's got an edge. Almost muted, right? Like where it's like it's an internal voice that we're hearing that's been kind of dancing to the beat of this song for so long. And I say that in part because I know the title is Hiding. So to some degree, we are going to be hiding from something, but hiding from what, right? So maybe we've been hiding for so long that we are now kind of this husk of the person that we used to be. And that's why it's this like, da-da-da, right? It's a more controlled, muted version of like what should be almost like a pop hook that we're getting. I really like that. Very cool.
He's coming for you. He's hunting for blood. I'm hiding from it. I'm hiding from love.
Ooh, I like how the percussion is like falling in and out of the song, because like when this verse started, the percussion kind of just fell out, and then we drew right into the voice, and which actually gives a lot of tangibility and almost like strength to Kirstin's voice. But she's saying he's coming for you, he's hunting for blood, right? Doesn't that sound so sinister? It's like it's coming, it's in the water, it's like a shark, right? And it doesn't just want to taste, it wants a whole big chunk of you, and that's why it's coming for blood. But it's a he, so maybe it's a person that we're hiding from. Interesting. Okay, let's go back a second.
The chill in my bones is my need to confess. I'm trying to run away, but I'm stuck in this stress.
Whoa, okay, hang on. I like that a lot. The chill in my bones is my need to confess. It's almost like a part of you wants to confess, right? It's that chill you're feeling up your spine, but it's also the fear where you almost feel like you need to confess. It's not that you want to, you almost need to, and that's why it's that chill in your spine. But on top of that, you're trying to run away, but you're stuck in this stress. It really sounds like you've been playing a role, right? Like you've been in this dress for so long, but that dress might actually even be a state of mind, right? Because it might be that you've been wearing this outfit, this attire, this appearance for so long, right? And it relates directly to the situation that you're in, that you're still stuck and you've been trying to like hide from whoever is hunting for you or whatever is hunting for you. I really like that. Okay. And then you could feel the instrument starting to build right there as it was coming, kind of like a swell that we saw. Let me pull back just so you can hear that. Okay, before we go further, I love that like the switch up in instrument. It was almost like a different song for a second there. It was almost like we flipped into a whole different experience, and that's kind of what it felt like there. It wasn't even just like there was music kind of swelling together. It was almost like when someone's kind of inebriated or under the influence, it's that same sensation of like everything feels different, everything sounds different, and maybe that's kind of what that was happening there. It's like we're kind of uplifting ourselves where the music even follows up higher, right? It elevates a little bit and follows us to that position where we feel higher. And that's why, because we're trying to escape that situation we're in. We're not just hiding anymore, we're actually trying to escape, but we're not moving to escape. We're trying to escape within our mind. And that's, oh man, that was clean. Let's go back just to hear that elevation.
I'm gonna stay.
Sway to it. And then we drop right back in. Ooh. Yo, the ba, like it sounds like someone who's so done with it, right? Like she's just the tone she's carrying in this is done so well. It's like this, like, oh my god, bomb, right? And it's like that's the sensation of being trapped in with this person, like or in this mindset for so long that you know that it's not great for you. And that's why we reached out to other people earlier. We said, please, like, well, no one helped me get away. Well, then I guess I'm stuck here. And then we're back to singing our chorus, which is like that feeling of being stuck in whatever situation this is. Wow, this is really well put together.
There's a tunnel in my heart and in my mind. I'm trying to get out, but I'm going blind.
Ooh, that's a wicked line. There's a tunnel in my heart, right? A direction that we're supposed to go, and tunnels are one direction, right? You're just supposed to follow a tunnel. But on top of that, we say that it's in our mind and we're trying to get out, but we're going blind. It's almost like you have tunnel vision, where that one direction that you're supposed to be going in, and you think you're supposed to go in that direction. Now you put everything into this direction and you don't want to let go now. And maybe that's even like you've built yourself up in this way, and that all of a sudden it's like you don't think you can let go of that part of yourself, right? That part of yourself that is actually bringing you down. You can't let go of it, and now it's just tunnel vision. You're just following alongside that identity. Oh my god, that's great. I really like that because it's there's a tunnel in my heart, which drew me into tunnel vision, right? Because it's like you've got that one idea, but then it's that tunnel that's making you go blind because you thought that's the right way, but it's blinded you from everything else, not just that you're supposed to be doing, but maybe even the people that you love, the things that you care about. And so all of a sudden, all those things, it's this tunnel that leads you to this darkness, but you should be moving outwards and you just can't because you've been stuck in this one path for so long. Holy. Okay, let's go back at it. This is great. I love her voice.
My dress is tearing up.
The music falls out. We're just gonna. Oh my god. Oh, I love anything where the production, like you can see the intent and you can feel the effect, and then the way her voice kind of carries it through as well. Oh my gosh.
My dress is tearing up. The skin's come undone.
Oh no. Okay.
I cannot make it. I'm holding his gun. And no one.
Oh man, and then we end up in that elevated section again, and it's like because I wonder if we've taken the shot. But if it's a gun, it might not even be a literal gun. It might be the metaphorical gun. Because like the way that I'm kind of seeing this is now it's my dress is tearing up, the skin's come undone. But that you when you think about clothing and you think about like dresses, right? It's that version of yourself, right? That you were kind of presenting, right? And then all of a sudden it's come undone. Well, there's so many like there's metaphorical layers to this because it could be directly one person that has been ruining your life, and now they took your dress off because they've been harming you and harassing you, which is never something you should stay in. So if there's anyone in that kind of relationship, I've mentioned it before, but you need to get out. It's not worth it. But this person has now, your dress is tearing up and your skin has come undone. It's almost like we're exposing another layer of vulnerability and fragility to ourselves. And this person is actively doing it, they're tearing it apart. But then if you go the other way and you think about it from a metaphorical sense, it's almost like we ourselves are trying now to take the stress off, this sense of identity. We're trying to break free from it, but it almost feels like it's tearing away your skin because it's been so much a part of you for so long that you're literally unwrapping parts of yourself as you take off this attire, this almost ornamental outfit that you've had on to represent the person that you would become. Dude, this is fantastic. Oh my God. I love it. And then the I cannot make it, I'm holding his gun. And then you have to wonder, is that gun pointed at someone else, the person who's the perpetrator, if we're taking the literal sense, or is it pointed towards yourself in the metaphorical sense, in that we're trying to kill off a part of ourselves that maybe hadn't even been too good to start with? And that's the part that's been making us feel so broken, so stuck in this tunnel. And so now that we're trying to get rid of it, we're actually holding it. But maybe that gun is also the drugs or the alcohol that we succumb to that help kind of break away from this feeling. And that's how we go into that uplift just out of nowhere. Oh my God, I love it. It's just like we, instead of dealing with the situation, we get ourselves lifted and away from the situation mentally by taking things that maybe we shouldn't be taking. Oh my God, there's so many layers. This is fantastic. Ooh, this sway. That's the worst feeling, when like you feel like you need out, you think you could do it with a little bit of help and no one's come, so then you just feel like maybe it's a sign that I should stay in the situation I'm in, and then you don't do anything to kind of move out from that spot because in your mind, if you were meant to move out, why would I still be stuck here? Wouldn't someone have helped me by now? And then you stay instead of moving to something better. And that's hard. And that's kind of built into this chorus, which we got earlier. And it was more like this vibey kind of sway to it. Now it has this almost like sedimentary, like sedentary, like the when you don't move a lot, that kind of sway to it. You're still there. You're still moving the music, but now you're almost rooted in this pain. That's what oh my God, that's wild. Oh my God, that felt so good. I didn't even want to pause there because I think it was such a great build, because it almost gave a renewed feeling to this chorus, right? We got and when the world is falling apart, I'm falling with it, right? I'm falling with the world that's falling apart around me. But it's almost like we get a new sense that falling, allowing kind of yourself to experience everything, maybe the pain and the emotions of everything, is what got you to this new start. And so all of a sudden we're in this new place, this new frame of mind, when we just allowed ourselves to fall forward. And now we've got a new start. There's almost like a brand new feeling to the song, and it's almost like a second coming, like another life that we're getting. And on top of that, it's like now I'm coming. I don't need anyone else to come. I'm coming because I have arrived. The person that I want to be, the person that makes me feel truly happy, has arrived. And it's no one else that was going to help me. It's me. I needed myself to help pick myself back up. Damn, that was really, I want to just go back and listen to kind of how we fall back into the chorus, but the chorus feels different now. Even her victorious, ooh. Oh, a switch up.
He's coming for you. He's hunting for blood.
Whoa, and we're left with just the bass line and that almost like echoey sounding he's coming for you. And that could be seen in so many different ways. But okay, let's address one thing at a time. When we got back to like the body da da, the voice actually now we have a bit of hopefulness at the end. The pitch has changed. And something that if we go back and listen kind of to the first presentation of the verse with the second presentation of the verse, we've actually gone down a little bit in terms of tone. And if you go back, you can hear it. And then all of a sudden, we get this new change in tone of the chorus instead of the verse, where now in the chorus, there's like a bit of this up, right? And right at the end. And it's like this hopefulness. And maybe that's a result of getting to the new place that we feel comfortable as ourselves, where we feel like a better version of ourselves. And then on top of that, you hear, after everything else has gone away, once the chorus is kind of stopped, we get the bass line, and it almost sounds sinister with the "He's coming for ya," and it's like we're hearing like the echoes of either the thoughts in our mind, where even once we're outside of that space, we still hear the terrors that we had been faced with, and that could be almost an echo of the pain from our past that we still hear in the present. Or it could be the sound that someone else hears now that you've gotten over this space and you're trying to let someone else know that this can happen to you. And it's almost like you're conveying the message, trying to help someone else heal by explaining how it feels so that they know how to deal with it, that it's coming. Just be ready for that. And then there's just so many layers. I love this. This is, and see what I mean, guys? I told you they're awesome, and they were freaking awesome. And I think this is such a beautiful representation of almost like, I don't know if it's a literal, I think it's actually more metaphorical, where like the literal journey would be breaking away from the thumb of someone who has put you under and treated you poorly for a very long time. But you've been in that situation for so long that you feel stuck in it, almost like you're experiencing like a Stockholm syndrome, where your captor, quote unquote, you've been with them for so long that now it just feels natural and it feels weird to leave. And then the other side of that, the swing side, which I think is actually more accurate, is the metaphorical sense of us trapping ourselves, and that he isn't really a person. It's almost like the voices in our head, the person in our head that keeps us locked up, that keeps the keys. And in order to kind of break free from ourselves, we need to understand ourselves. So we fall into it. We fall into our own understanding to gain a better glimpse. Because you have to see what's going on deep in the roots, inside your heart, to figure out how to heal. And that's what she did. She fell into her own heart. And now this is the new place. She's got a new start because she finally understands. Damn, this was fire. Oh my God. Whoa, you might be thinking, costume change? That's weird. And it is. It's a little different. It's because today's a different day. I'm actually recording this a couple days after the recording of the meeting. And then you might be wondering, well, I wonder what Nav's drinking now. And it's nothing. It's empty. It's just a prop. But what's not empty is the meaning in hiding. So I'm going to just read their perspectives as written. I don't want to alter anything. I'm just going to deliver it exactly how it's been delivered to me. And first up, we have Kirstin. So this is Kirstin's perspective. I was inspired to write Hiding after having a nightmare where I was being chased by monsters through a dark forest. At the time, I had been going through typical high school relationship issues, as well as struggling with undiagnosed borderline personality disorder and severe OCD. The unknown figure or monster chasing me throughout the song is a manifestation of the negative thoughts and worries in my mind that consume me on a daily basis. The tunnel vision I had on my own worries left me in a state of anxiety and delusion. To me, hiding is about feeling too scared and unprepared to face the thoughts in your mind on your own. I want people to listen to this song and know that they are not alone, and that it is possible to wake yourself from your own nightmares and get away from the monsters in your head. That's awesome. That's beautiful. And I think that comes across very, very well throughout the song. So honestly, fantastic. Thank you, Kirstin, for sharing your perspective, by the way. Let's also take a look at Michael's. Okay, so next up we have
Nav. Hey, Nav.
Oh my God, are you still here? What?
Why are you changed again?
Because it's a different day again. Wait, that means you recorded on 3 separate days? Yeah, I know, but I mean, sometimes things just work out that way. So, different day. Seems a little silly, don't you think? Yeah, I mean, but this was our idea. Oh, bro, you can't just tell them that. What are you doing? Immersion? Hello? Dude, it's just you're being so avid about it. I figured I had to say it. No. Just listen. All I was saying was that you put on 4 different outfits to make one video on 3 different days. Isn't that a little bit excessive? Come on. Well, I mean, when you put it like that. Okay, so now we do have Michael's interpretation. I do want to remind you all, they both have their own take on this, and they didn't talk to each other necessarily about what their full meaning interpreted was. So this is kind of like their independent perspectives. So overall, I think the song does a great job at exploring and representing the dissonance, conflict, and confusion one experiences when confronting their own mind in mental health hell. The singer begins as a lost soul who's tiptoeing cautiously forward through life in fear. She's afraid of the darkness in her mind, but is torn because she has a feeling her only solace will be found on the other side of the darkness, though she's too afraid to face it and find out. The song represents her journey of battling with the darkness as she moves back and forth between reality and her dream realm, where the darkness physically manifests itself. Eventually, she's so conflicted that she's unable to distinguish the line between reality and her dreams. Near the end of the song, she ultimately surrenders to the darkness and is finally able to find the light on the other side of it, resolving the split between the two worlds. This results in her experiencing a rebirth and a new sense of freedom. However, as the song comes to a close, you hear echoes of the darkness while she tiptoes forward once again, suggesting the struggle may not actually be over. Okay. He also made the cover art, and so we're going to just visit the meaning behind the cover art as well. So it was the intention for the cover to be visually confusing and that it should only make sense after listening to the song and reading the song title. I try to represent the indistinguishable boundary between reality and the singer's dream realm with the way I overlap the 2 photos that represent each world. While doing this, I simultaneously use the overlapping to spell out the song's title, Hiding, which is also making it look like the letters themselves were literally hiding. That's such a cool touch. I love that. Well, how do you think we did? Do you think we got it? Do you think we were off? Let me know in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Honestly, these 2 deserve a lot more attention than I think they're getting. A lot like Ren in that sense, where I feel like there's a lot of artists out there who are just underappreciated. And I think these 2 are 2 artists that are underappreciated. So please give them some love. There are links in the chat in the description below. Please check them out. And until next time, when we will also have an interview with actually both Michael and Kirstin. So I'm excited for that. Hope you guys are too. We will see you then, and I will see you before that. So I hope that your week is better than your day, your month is better than your week, and your year is better than your month. And until next time, love you all. See you next.